Hi, this is Khan from Ninja Pulls, with a static rotation for Stamina Warden. I made a mini guide, it's linked in the description below, and there's even more info on ninja-pulls.com, with setups and rotations for all 12 damage classes and all patch changes that affect PvE. Pre-buff with Arctic Blast, Sub-Assault, and Trap. Replace Blast with Carve in the opening sequence. The dots last 20 seconds, but average weaving speed means that 18 casts later, that 20 seconds is pretty much up, so it works to do it like this. But if your weaving speed is really fast, you can gain a little DPS by recasting them dynamically, but it makes things more complicated and any gains will be small. That's the rotation. It's easy to keep up, with everything static except Winter's Revenge, Elemental Susceptibility and Carve, and loads of time with nothing to do but spam dive and watch our timers. Damage is great, sustain is better than usual for a Warden because we have a bunch of Magicka dots, plus one which is free to cast. Uptime on Minor Brittle is also excellent, I got 96% here. The only real weak point is Stampede. Recasting it every 18 seconds means 17% downtime at least on one of our strongest dots. That kinda sucks, but it keeps the rotation really simple, which is a price worth paying. And it helps a lot with stamina sustain, especially if you're practicing on the dummy or are using max stat food in content and sustain is super tight. But if you're looking to get past 120k DPS, recasting Stampede on cooldown is probably the first thing you should look at. Chilled procced 176 times here, literally once per second on average. The damage ticks from this status effect have almost tripled for a properly spec'd Warden. In fact, it's closer to quadrupling, but we also lost the frost damage boost from Piercing Cold, which now grants 2% more damage done across the board, and that increases to 12% when wielding an Ice Staff. That's why I'm using an Ice Staff for the damage and not just for Brittle. Daggers still work great, and may get you slightly better results on the dummy because Brittle is already applied. Put Brittle back into the equation though, and Ice Staff comes out ahead, not just for group utility, but for your own damage as well. But if it's already taken care of, then yeah, there are still other ways to play. But that's it for this rotation. Just stick to the 6-second rhythm and watch the timers on Revenge, Susceptibility and Carve. Also watch your ultimate and try to anticipate when it's going to be ready so you can fire it immediately. Unless your target is a few seconds away from hitting 25% health, then hold on to the ult a little longer for the double execute damage. I hope this helps some of you get higher DPS, or at least to try something a bit different with the Stamina Warden. For me, the latest round of class changes don't feel quite finished, so I hope there are tweaks coming up, but I like the trajectory that ZOS have put the Warden on this patch, at least for PvE. And feel free to deviate from the rotation or the setup as much as you like. I'm not telling anyone how to play. I'm just trying to show that 120k DPS is something that anyone can do, even with a simple static rotation. If you love pushing things further by optimizing every cast, using more of a pre-buff, heroism potions and all that stuff, then go for it. Best of luck. I've done static rotations for all 12 damage classes this patch, and more videos are coming as soon as I have time to edit them. I'm also working flat out on the website, and I've added tooltip functionality to make it even better as a reference tool. I'm not a trained web developer and I'm having to learn this as I go, and it takes quite a lot of work, so please support us by liking, subscribing and sharing this with anyone who might benefit. Thanks for watching.